Our next men's middleweight matchup at the 75 kilogram weight class here at the 2011 AIBA World Boxing Championships, Ring B in Baku, Azerbaijan. We have Kazakhstan versus Brazil. The red corner, you see the blue corner, Esquiva Falcao, age 22. He's going up against the red corner, Danabek Suzhanov of Kazakhstan, 27 years old. Kazakhstan and Brazil going to do battle here. The referee from Ireland for this contest, Michael Gallagher, longtime referee of AIBA, one of the best they have. The judges Wang, Trueba, Butar Basi, and Sidi Yakub will be counting the punches from ringside. Danabek Suzhanov took third at the 2010 Asian Games in Gwangju Province, China. He placed first at the Kazakh National Championships earlier this year with a win against Doran Yelusinov, also of Kazakhstan, 11-1 in the finals. And earlier this year in Almaty, Kazakhstan, at the Nurmagomedov tournament, he took third, bronze medal. So Danabek Suzhanov, been around the block. Yesterday he beat Jesse Hart of the USA by a score of 17-15. That got him here today. On the other corner, Esquiva Florentino Falcao. 2009, he took third at the Pan American Senior Championships in Mexico City, as well as grabbing 6th place at the AIBA President's Cup right here in Baku, Azerbaijan of that same year. He's also a participant in the World Series of Boxing, which is AIBA's answer to the semi-pro sport of boxing, where the boxers box without their headgear, lighter gloves, signed contracts with the teams in the league, just like would be the case in most organized sports. Yesterday, Falcao beat Anthony Agogo of England by a score of 17-12. That brought him here today. So, Suzhanov of Kazakhstan in the red corner, Falcao of Brazil in the blue corner. This is the semifinal round of the 2011 AIBA World Boxing Championships. I'm Castle Chalice calling the action from ringside. And you see Falcao, slightly shorter boxer. He throws a nice right jab, boxing in the southpaw style. Suzhanov, orthodox style. Falcao now has Suzhanov up against the ropes, and Suzhanov does a good job of battling off the ropes. Michael Gallagher going to issue a caution to Falcao. So a tactical matchup here for the first half of round one, as Suzhanov is keeping his distance. Falcao now throwing a right hand, another chopping right hand by Falcao to the left temple of Suzhanov, and Suzhanov felt the power and he's backed off a little bit. Now he starts to come back in advance. Falcao looking to engage. Falcao's got a nice defense. His hands are up high. He's got very fast hands, as you can see. He's got some good body and head movement, making for a moving target for Suzhanov. Suzhanov lunges forward, advances, doesn't really throw any punches though, and Falcao is able to evade any sort of harm. And there's a nice right hand by Suzhanov, and Falcao is going to tie him up. Just over 30 seconds to go here in the first opening round of this middleweight bout between Kazakhstan and Brazil. Falcao backs off a little bit. There's good distance he's keeping from Suzhanov. Right hand by Suzhanov, and Falcao circles away. Good lateral movement by Falcao. As you notice, he's constantly circling, mostly to his right, away from the big right hand of the Kazakhstani boxer, to avoid that power punch. And that's the end of round one. Very close, 4-3, Brazil. So both of the boxers here are in for a a short but intense 6-7 minutes. 6 minutes more, 3 a round with a 1 minute rest. There's 2 more rounds to go, and at the rate they showed in the first round, there's going to be a lot of action still to come between these two boxers. Action resumes here in round number 2. So now the Brazilian Falcao starts to lean forward and tries to press the action a bit. Though he's up by a point, he still has a lot of work to do. Still plenty to go here. There's a push by the Kazakhstani boxer Suzhanov off of the break, and now the boxers engage in the center of the ring, and the Kazakhstani boxer starts to backpedal just a bit. The Brazilian's got him up against the ropes now. There's a good opportunity to do some work. The Brazilian's starting to let his hands go, and here comes Suzhanov. So referee Michael Gallagher going to caution Falcao once again, and Suzhanov perhaps with a resurgency of energy starts to come forward a little more. He started to let his hands go a little bit in that exchange on the ropes. Perhaps he enjoys being on the ropes. Perhaps he needs some of those punches by Falcao to land to sort of get the light bulb to go off, to start a little trend of throwing the punches more, because the boxers have been doing a lot of dancing and a lot of posturing. There hasn't been too much in the way of punches thrown, certainly not combination punching or punches in bunches. Michael Gallagher going to caution Suzhanov, and he's going to acknowledge kindly and continue to box. And now they start to exchange as Falcao turns his back a little bit against the boxer, and the referee is going to again caution Falcao to keep his punches above the waist, and a lunging left hand jab by Suzhanov. And now the boxers are starting to trade some more. Suzhanov backpedaling as Falcao presses the action. A right hand by Falcao, a left, and chopping lefts and rights by Falcao. Not straight punches that we'd like to see. Sort of cuffing those punches, almost like a hook. And you notice the habit of Falcao when they are in the clinch, he taps Suzhanov on the back. He did that a lot yesterday as well. Perhaps not a nervous habit, but perhaps a psychological habit. It's hard to say. Never seen before, seeing it in Falcao, but he definitely does it whenever he's in the clinch. You see it there. He taps the back. It may be a sign to the referee to show the referee that he's not punching in the clinch. There's a right uppercut. Nice sharp angles by the Brazilian. You notice how he brings that uppercut from way down low in the hip. It'd be nicer to see him bend his knees some more, the way you used to watch guys like Mike Tyson throw those uppercuts, where they'd really crouch down and then bring that big uppercut with the force of all their legs where the punches should be coming from. Those uppercuts you see Falcao punching are more arm punches, which of course is not the way we like to see the boxers throw the punch, because it doesn't come with the power and the leverage. And as we go to the corner here, we're going to get a score for round number 2. And it looks like the Brazilian boxer has gone up by a score of 8-6. So now another round of 4-3, just like the first, identical as a matter of fact. 4-3 for the Brazilian in round 1 as well as in round 2. Gives him a 2-point advantage, 8-6 going into the third round. And you can see some action here from round number 2. Good body work by the Brazilian, able to score punches to the midsection of Suzhanov. And there's your score right there, round by round. So just a few seconds to go before Boxing resumes here. It's the third round coming up of this middleweight matchup between Danabek Suzhanov of Kazakhstan and Esquiva Florentino Falcao of Brazil. Now the referee is going to send both boxers to the neutral corner. Actually, he's going to send Suzhanov to the neutral corner because Falcao didn't have his gum shield in place. It's a big error on the side of his corner. They should never let that happen. However, they rectified it early enough, and boxing resumes here in the center. Lefts and rights by the Brazilian, wildly thrown, mostly missing. Suzhanov now, again the clinch. Referee Michael Gallagher is going to caution once again Suzhanov to keep his head up. He's going in on those lunges and he's putting his head down, and that's causing the clinch because Falcao's not retreating from that. He's letting it happen. He's engaging, and that's why they end up clinching the way they do, because Suzhanov comes in with his head down like that. So when that happens more often than not, it's resulting in a clinch, which the referee needs to break up and again caution Suzhanov against. Nice ripping right hand by Falcao. Falcao's got some good hooks in his repertoire. He's able to throw those round punches instead of the straight punches. Well, they're not always the most advised. They seem to be quite effective here, where the Kazakhstani boxer is keeping his hands, for the most part, high and straight. Falcao feels his punches will be better served going around the guard of Suzhanov than trying to go through them, or through the guard. So left hand by Suzhanov, and Falcao does a good job with lateral movement, as we saw much of in round one, turning his boxer. Michael Gallagher again issuing a caution to Suzhanov. 3 cautions of the same violation in one bout should result in a warning. And there's the tapping during the clinch by Falcao, and the referee is going to issue a caution now to Falcao about holding the hands or the gloves of Suzhanov. A wild right hook by Falcao, which Suzhanov was able to duck underneath. And you see, I really don't like that technique by Falcao. I'm not sure why he does it. Again, we spoke about this in round 2, but it seems like he loses an advantage because while he's busy tapping, Suzhanov is busy banging. Now you tell me, do you want to be tapping your opponent or do you want to be banging your opponent? Kazakhstan says we're going to punch while he taps. So the Brazilian boxer may want to consider not worrying about tapping his opponent on the back during a clinch and better trying to work his way out of the clinch until the referee comes in and separates them. Throw punches, don't throw taps. This is boxing, not dancing, although there's many similar elements between dancing and boxing that we could see. That's plainly evident from day one, from the early days, the bare knuckle days. Dancing like boxing, however, no choreography, and the opponents are getting hit. So now Suzhanov continues to come forward. Falcao throws a right hand to the temple of Suzhanov. Suzhanov continues to press forward, and that's it. The bout is in the books. We will await a decision in just a moment.
Referee, Kazakhstan. Chaine number 1, Turkey. Chaine number 2, Colombia. Chaine number 3, Morocco. Chaine number 4, Uzbekistan. Chaine number 5, Vietnam. The world number 497.
Brazilian's got his hand up high. He believes he's got this one. He was up by a couple. 8-6 was the score going into round 3. And he does. By a score of 13-10. So ultimately a 3-point margin. He was able to outbox his opponent with an additional point advantage in the third and final round, giving him a 3-point advantage total, or rather a 1-point advantage in the last round. So it seems like the Brazilian outscored the Kazakhstani boxer by 1 point in each round for a total of 3 at the end of the bout. 13-10, Brazil. As he'll move on to, he being Falcao, will move on to the semifinal round on